My first job out of seminary was at First Presbyterian Church of Arlington here in National Capital Presbytery. And there were a lot of things that I enjoyed about my time at First Pres. It was a profoundly formational time for me in my life. One of the things that I enjoyed there on an almost daily basis was a tree. Right outside the window of my study at the church was an old tree, and on a lot of occasions when I was thinking about something or talking with someone on the phone, I would find myself gazing at this tree. And what was most interesting to me about this tree was that it was not straight. It was bent and gnarled pretty heavily, and it was pretty old. So I'm not sure, I don't know that it would have been many people's idea of what a beautiful tree looks like, but for some reason, the church had allowed that tree to continue growing there, and I loved it. Part of the reason that I loved that old gnarled tree was that it was interesting to look at. But I also think that with all of its bentness, it became a kind of symbol for me about life. That tree had obviously been through a lot, and I don't know what all forces had caused it to become twisted and disfigured over time, but even though it had been disfigured, it continued to grow. And I'm inclined to think that that old tree had pretty strong roots to keep it grounded. Life gets pretty stormy and windy and turbulent at times. Sometimes this is literally the case, as with Hurricane Ida, but it is also the case with the intense animosity that we see in our society and in our own relationships. It is the case with the violence and the manipulation with which we humans can live our lives. It is not possible to remain engaged in the world and not to become disfigured in some way. It takes a toll on us. As the writer Scott Peck says in the first sentence of his book, The Road Less Traveled, life is difficult. But Psalm number 1, which Pastor Jen has spoken about so powerfully here at Lewinsville, Psalm number 1 teaches us that those who meditate on the love and the grace of God are like trees planted or replanted by streams of water, which yield their fruit in its seasons, and their leaves do not wither. In all that they do, they prosper. Psalm number 1 does not say that those trees will be insulated, those people will be insulated and magically protected from stormy weather. What it says is that they will thrive and continue to bear fruit. You and I can be like the tree outside of that window. Life may twist and even disfigure us, but our faith sends roots down deep into the heart of God, into the love of God, into the grace of God that is with us all the time. Our faith sends its roots down deep so that we can grow and love even in stormy weather. We can be like trees in the wind. Friends, have a really good week, and we'll see you soon.